We got one of the big winners from this past weekend, Jeff Molina, coming off that win over Daniel Da Silva at UFC Vegas 41. Was that pretty much how you were expecting the fight to go? I know, obviously, you're always looking for the finish, but it was a really incredible performance.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's what I wanted. I mentioned this. I'm sorry for airport's right by the Airbnb we're at, but it's what I wanted. Kind of what I expected as well. Like, I wanted to go out there and get a clean kill. I knew the UFC matched us up for a reason. Somebody was going to sleep that night. He's aggressive and comes forward, and I'm aggressive and comes forward. So takes two to tango, and I feel like the UFC matched us up for that reason. And it is kind of what I expected, but also it's like expect the unexpected, especially in a sport like this where the margin of error is so small. You got 4-ounce gloves on, anything can happen, but Yes, it was exactly what I envisioned.
How was it having two other teammates on the card? Was that something that you think was good, or was it tough because Krause is running around everywhere? Like, how was that for you having two other teammates on there?
For me, man, it was awesome. It was super cool. Fight week was really cool. We had all the boys out there. Man, it felt like we had half the gym out there, man. Just because we all get three corners, so we all brought three people. So it felt like we had half the team out there, or a good portion of the gym, and it was good, man. Like, fighting's a weird sport to where you're going through so many different emotions on fight week, and it's cool to have other people experiencing the exact same thing. And sometimes you want to be alone and by yourself and just kind of in your own head and get into these. I guess I'm speaking for myself, but I like to kind of get into these dark, violent thoughts on fight week, and there's times where I want to be with my buddies and just hanging out, watching Netflix and chopping it up. So it was really cool for me to have two of my teammates fight on the card. Grant Dawson, who was the co-main event, it was someone I really look up to, and he's taught me so much, man. I work with him once a week, just like a private with him, and he's shown me a lot of stuff and has made me a way better fighter. And he was someone when he made it to the UFC, it was really cool for me to see him kind of go through the same regional scene I went through as far as fighting for like Victory and then KCFA and then Contender Series and then UFC. So I'm trying to mimic his path, man. He's 5-0 in the UFC, co-main event slot. Unfortunately, he didn't get the win on Saturday, but he didn't get the loss either. So I want to be in his shoes.
And another big UFC card coming up here this weekend. Always got to get your thoughts on the fights. You're a fan of the game. I think a future analyst as well, too. Dare I say that? Bold prediction there. But we got a couple good fights. Let's go through them here. We got Islam Makchaev, who right now in Fanduel is -650. The comeback on Dan Hooker +440. Are you going with the odds here? What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you give the edge to?
Yeah, it's hard to bet against Islam just based on his past performances. But you can't count out Dan Hooker. I'll take Islam on this fight, gun to my head. But, man, Hooker's a dog. He's coming off an incredible performance against Nasrat, a performance in which he used all his tools, which that was inspiring for me. Like, I watched his fight against Nasrat twice the morning of my fight on Saturday, just because it was an inspiring performance, getting to see Dan Hooker kind of back in his element and using every facet of mixed martial arts in that fight. His wrestling, coming back up to the clinch, to elbow, back to the wrestling, back to open mat striking. It was a really, really good performance. My only issue with Dan fighting Islam is Hooker's been out wrestled by Dustin Poirier, who's not really known for his wrestling, but still has great wrestling, and has been taken down by Jim Miller almost easily in that Jim Miller fight. And granted, Hooker knocked him out. But Islam's biggest facet and biggest danger is his wrestling. So I think Islam can take him down and hold him down. But again, you can't count out Hooker. He's super educated with those knees. Does it effortless. His range is incredible. I just think Islam's going to pressure him kind of like Chandler did and push him against the fence and take him down. So I'll go Islam in that fight.
What about the co-main event? Petr Yan, Cory Sandhagen. Petr Yan the favorite, -245. The comeback on Cory Sandhagen +194.
Man, I like the dog. I like Cory Sandhagen in this fight. Petr Yan is kind of the champ in a lot of people's eyes, and I just don't see Petr Yan wrestling against Cory. And I think on the feet, Cory just has a lot of advantages, has more tools readily available. He's another guy like Dan Hooker, who's educated with the knees. He's able to bring those knees up effortlessly and catch a lot of people. He caught TJ with it. Cory staying active, just came off a 5-round, very close fight with TJ. I like Cory in this, man. It's a tough fight. I wouldn't put money on it myself, but if I had to choose somebody, I'd go Cory Sandhagen. It's hard to bet against a guy that's considered the champ like Petr Yan, but I think it will be a very entertaining, competitive scrap.
And then just the main event, Jan Blachowicz, Glover Teixeira. Jan Blachowicz -265, the comeback in Glover, +210. Who are you liking there?
I'll take Blachowicz. Teixeira, he's been around the game forever, man. He's got the XP, but so is Blachowicz. Glover's getting up there in age, and this is kind of his last shot. They both have knockout power. Both of them can finish each other. I just think the later the fight goes, Blachowicz is gonna pull ahead. Blachowicz is coming off a big win over Izzy, and that's just gotta have his confidence through the roof, knowing he just beat one of the best 85ers, if not the best 85er ever. So I'm going Blachowicz.
When are you looking to get back in there? Do you have sort of an idea, and you're still in Vegas now, kind of looking early next year, maybe enjoy the holidays, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at, James. I got a vacation plan. I'm taking my parents to
Nice.
Hawaii December 1st. Today's my mom's birthday, so I'm going to surprise her with those flights. Today I'm going to FaceTime her. I left the flights. I printed them out in a certain spot in her house. So I'm going to tell her to go to that spot, open up the bag, and kind of surprise her with those flights and just see how she reacts. And it'll be her birthday present, and it's pretty cool, man, to be able to do this for my folks.
Good for you, man. That's great. Definitely going to get some nice Christmas presents out of that, I'm sure. Just kidding. But and is there any opponents you're interested in fighting? Is there anyone kind of looking at the rankings or anything that kind of interests you as your next opponent?
Yeah, man. I don't really have anybody in mind. I'd like to fight Figgy's brother. I think that's a fun matchup. I wanted Matt Schnell, but he's booked. I don't really care, man. Like I said, I'm in no hurry to get into the rankings. It's pretty easy to do that in this division, man. You're only one fight away from being ranked in this division, but I'm in no hurry. I just want to keep getting better. I get better after every fight. I get better every day in the gym. And I'm in no hurry to rush into the rankings. I just know one day I will be the champ of this division.
And you're a champ when it comes to these interviews, Jeff. Thanks so much for doing it. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Thanks, brother. Just my coaches, James Krause, Jason Hine, Grant Dawson, Austin Ford, everyone at Glory MMA. And thank you, brother.